Lance Best was the CEO of Barker Sports Apparel. Lance Best was the CEO of Barker Sports Apparel. One fine day, he was looking at the 360-degree feedback of his employees. All of those were anonymous. However, he could figure out two of the specific feedbacks which came against his CFO and the head of the sales. The CFO, Daman Yuan, and the head of the sales, Ahmed Lund, both of them were very capable people. However, it was very evident that they were at loggerheads. They had difference of ideas. They kept arguing. They kept deferring their decisions, and they kept talking bad about each other, not only on the feedback but as a whole. This pushed the teams to a different place. This was very uncomfortable and awkward situation for the team members because their CFO and head of the sales were not on the same page. It was not like Mr. Best didn't know. He knew about it. He knew there were problems. He never tried to address it. He was encouraged to talk to leadership companies who can help them figure out the situation. He in fact spoke with few. He in fact got few good offers. However, he ended up rejecting those ideas, thinking, well, we are all doing great and we are busy at this point of time, maybe some other time. And it was true. It was true. The company was doing well. The company was making profit. There were new global partners who were onboarded. It was shining. However, there was one problem. The new clients who were onboarded were taking much longer time than they need. And the primary reason for the delay was the collaboration and cooperation between the CFO and head of the sales. He realized the problem has gone too big. It was not about laying off these people. It was not about having a conversation regarding productive conflict. It was much deeper. It was about a culture which the organization needed. It was about a culture where people can self-reflect, people can understand, people can improve by seeing what they have done in the past. Leadership is about instilling these values into your people, practicing it, guiding them, and lead from the front. Hansei is a very important and integrated part of culture in the lean manufacturing and Japanese culture. Hansei talks about how you self-reflect on your recent past. You try to point or find out the points or problems that you have done. Be honest, transparent, admit your mistakes, and then create an action plan so that you can self-improve. Now, try to understand this as a whole. The point is, first thing, the goal of Hansei is to self-improve. Be accountable for your own self-improvement. The second part is to be totally and completely honest with you and be transparent with what you have done. When you look back at your recent past, you will find some problems, even minor, but there will be something that you could have done better. Now, there are two ways to handle this. The first one is to find excuses and support why you did what you did. The second part is to admit that this could have been better, I could have done better than this. And then start the journey of how you could have done this better. Whether you needed some other ammunition, maybe some other skill sets, maybe something more, maybe some other training that you required, or something else from a behavioral point of view. Maybe you need to form some new habits. And these will help you to guide towards a better future, a continuous improvement culture. That's what Hansei is all about. Now, you might have seen some things very similar in Scrum. In retrospective, we do something very similar. We say, hey, after one sprint, we will sit together, we'll self-reflect, and we will try to find out what went well and what did not go well. Now, in all of these, there are two parts which are very crucial, just like Hansei. You need to be honest and transparent in admitting the problems. If you try to find excuses, if you do not voice, you might not get those points which you want. The second part is obviously about the accountability. The accountability to change, the accountability to self-improve. It should not be like somebody else comes and tells you, hey, you need to form some action plans, you need to work on that. It should be your accountability and responsibility to find those points out which can improve you as a team, and then start working on them. Then start working on those issues which need to be fixed. Remember, in retrospective, if you do not have an action plan and at the end of the retrospectives, you have just wasted your time. The action plans, you might get several action plans as a team. You might get 10, 15, 10, 20, 50. It doesn't matter. If you have more action items and it might take time, do prioritize it. You can use several of the a method for consensus. You can have dot voting or other similar techniques which you can use to prioritize your action items and start working on them. If you do not do, you will find in a vicious cycle where you keep doing the same mistakes again and again and again. There are some questions which you can ask yourself, you can ask the team, you can ask as a group. First of all, what really we did? Is there anything that we did really worked for us? Is there anything which didn't? Can there be something which could have done better, which could have worked better? Or did we learn something from this? Do we really need anything to support it to support the continuous improvement? What are our action plans so that we do not repeat the same mistakes? We do the continuous improvement. Now, with all these questions, not only these, you can add better questions, you can have more questions according to your circumstances, but remember to ask questions to yourself as a group, because if you do not, you are never going to find out the problems that you have. And once you have done it, once you have find those questions, once you have find those answers, remember to create and formulate an action plan and take the accountability to follow through it. And once you have done it, you need to reflect back whether those things have actually worked in favor of you or not. You implemented it, did that work? Did that make any difference? If not, what could be done better? This is a continuous process. Remember, it's not a one-time activity which you do. It's a continuous process to strive for better. You need to be accountable for your betterment. And these are the framework, these are the setup that can help you to get there. Remember, this is what you need in order to be successful in continuous improvement, in order to successful as a team, as a group. I hope you like this content. If you have liked this content, please like and subscribe and put your comments down below, and I will see you soon.